welcome back to the channel. I want to speak too loud because I don't want to break this mic, so you don't want to burst your eardrums either. But essentially, we are back. Last video I did was in January. It's currently April the 19th, and it is a Sunday morning. I've just come back from gym, about to head down to the library. Because at the midst I'm in kind of deep in this project, my research project that is due just in over 10 days now. It's in a really good spot. It's really tough. So I'm spending a lot of time kind of delving into that. But I'm really enjoying it and it's fun. So I'm in Durham as well, which is always nice. But essentially, so what's been happening since, what have I got to update you on since I've been gone? So I've been gone since, well, I haven't posted on the channel since January now, and it's currently April. So what have I been doing in that kind of 4 month period? So in that 4 month period, I've really been kind of letting go a little bit in terms of enjoying myself, and really starting to take seriously the things that I perhaps want to do later on in life. So, for example, I've been continuing to do my photography and stuff, something that I really enjoy. Obviously, it's not been able to do it too consistently because of university and commitments to that, but I've still been doing that in my spare time, which has been really nice. On top of that, I've been really kind of stepping up my commitment to volleyball and stuff. So I went away to Portugal with the guys, which was really nice. Went there for 10 days with everyone, my best mates, which was fantastic, and I really enjoyed that. Now I'm the president of my college's volleyball team as well, which is fantastic. So that's great. So yeah, essentially in that regard, I've kind of been stepping up the things and the hobbies that I really enjoy, and taking them seriously. On top of that, I've really been stepping up kind of my gym going. So I've been going, for the past, since when I spoke to you in November, I've been going consistently since then. I think this is actually the same shirt I was wearing when I did that initial address to you guys. But so since November, I've been going to gym consistently now, about literally 4 times a week. And now this week I've just started my hardest fitness challenge yet, which is 75 hard. So it basically entails 75 days of continuous kind of work and grinding. So it's one indoor workout, one outdoor workout, reading, clean eating, drinking lots of water. I think 4.5 liters to be exact. So yeah, a lot of water, and I had to go to the toilet last night, which was nice. But I mean, currently I'm on my second day of it. And to be fair, I'm not really finding it too difficult thus far because it's stuff that I was kind of doing beforehand anyway. But I think the thing that's going to stack up is that kind of consistency, and the drain on your body. I think that's going to be the hardest thing for sure, because as you work more, your body's going to become more fatigued and injuries and stuff. And 35 days, that's bound to happen. You're going to have a day where you perhaps feel ill, and you've got to try and push through it. So I think at the moment we're in the honeymoon phase, and it's definitely going to get harder. But regardless, I'm really enjoying it so far. As I say, I'm only on my second day, but I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm looking forward to kind of continuing with it and finishing it, to be honest, because I wouldn't have started this if I didn't feel like I could finish it. So that's kind of the aim really with this. Anyway, so something that seems to be kind of a consistent topic that I'd like to talk to you guys about is career. So obviously I'm at Durham University at the moment, a really prestigious university and a fantastic one in that, to be fair. I think my perceptions of it have kind of gone up and down throughout the course of the time I've been here, whether due to kind of friends or whether due to my degree or whether due to kind of my involvement in the local community. But at the moment, I really love it here, to be honest. I really love my degree. My course is very tough. I'm really not struggling with it, but I'm definitely on a learning curve with it. And I've kind of come to admit that I'm probably not going to get a first, which is what I set myself on before I got here. But probably not going to be able to get that now, which is okay. It's fine. I'm just going to do the best I can and hopefully get a nice mid to high 2-1 is the aim, for sure. But I'll be really happy with that. And as I've been saying, I didn't really want to come to university just to get the degree. It was the things that came with it. So I really wanted to leave with a solid idea of what I wanted to do with my life and my career. I'm beginning to realise that that's a bit more of an ask than I thought it was, I think, when I initially came here. And you realise kind of how big of a task that is. But regardless of that, I feel each day I'm learning more about what I enjoy and what I would like to do with my life. And that's what hard work and all the stuff I'm doing is teaching me, really. So that's really nice. On top of that, I wanted to really get in good shape and better shape, because I feel like for a long time it's not something I've taken seriously, to be honest. And it's something I'm taking seriously now, and I'm really enjoying the fruits of my labour in that regard. And I'm going to I think that's the thing that will be continuous in my life now going forth, because of the benefits it gives me mentally, physically, and there's also a massive social aspect about it as well. I just think it's positive all around, really. The thing I wanted to get out of it was a real kind of strong network of friends and connections. The professional side wasn't too big of a demand for me coming into this. It was more kind of the personal side, really, and making connections and developing my personability. And I feel like here now I've got a great group of friends that I'm really grateful for, and really good connections as well through those friendships, but also outside of that as well, in terms of professors and lecturers and people in my local community here who I value just as much. So they're the things I wanted to get out of university on top of the degree, and I feel like I'm on track to achieve those things. And if that continues, then I can only see this being a benefit, really. But what I wanted to talk to you today about was delusional confidence. I want to talk to you about kind of delusional confidence, and something I see brandished around a lot on social media in terms of people saying, it's a difficult one. There's a lot of people say, oh, have crazy delusional confidence in yourself so far that people think you're crazy, believe in and dream crazy things, envision yourself doing amazing things, for example. I mean, there's a lot that is said out there in terms of that, and I think there's a lot of things on social media that are brandished that are quite harmful, actually, to be honest. I think that we really need to be aware of those things. But in this regard about delusional self-confidence, it's something I find really important and something that I kind of inherently use, to be honest. So the idea of delusional self-confidence is having confidence in yourself and your life and what you're doing, to the point where it's almost perceived as delusional because of the fact that what you believe and what you want is so extreme, or is so impressive, I would say. So, for example, if you were an example of delusional self-confidence would be, say you're working in a shop, you're working at John Lewis, for example, and the self-confidence you have, or the delusional self-confidence you have, is, one day I want to be in the executive of this company. One day I want to own this company. That's the delusional self-confidence. It's the fact that it's so, it's perceived by society to be so kind of out of reach and difficult to achieve that it's perceived as delusional. Now, I think this is a really, really important skill, and something that I think is really undervalued a lot, even though it is spoken about a lot on social media. So I think the important thing about delusional self-confidence is it's not cockiness, it's not thinking you're better than everyone else. It's just the fact that you know you want to achieve something, and even though you may be far away from it now, you need to envision that you're already achieving it. You're already on that basis to achieve it. So, for example, when I was at the stage of where I wanted to lose weight and I was cutting down, I was at the point where I was delusional self-confidence in myself. Oh, I'm already in great shape. I'm already got a six-pack. I'm already an avid gym goer, even when I'm just starting and I've only been going twice. I've only gone twice, for example. Because if you live and inherit that lifestyle and those kind of patterns of people that are in those shoes, then you have no reason not to achieve it. For example, I mean, it's twofold. I think that example is twofold, because it's delusional self-confidence in yourself that you can achieve something which is out of sight currently. But also on top of that, it's this idea of kind of manifestation. So it's that idea of in the physical realm, perhaps you may not have achieved that yet. You may not have achieved that physique that you want. You may not have achieved that body that you want. You may not have achieved those muscles, that definition. But in your mind, you have them. In your mind, you're working towards that process. In that mind, you already follow those procedures to ensure that you have them, or you can retain them. So if you follow those procedures in your kind of mental realm, and follow those things that people do that have those things, there's no reason you can't achieve them in the physical realm. And it takes time to get from having them in your head, in the mental realm, to achieving them in the physical realm. But that's just the process. That's just what life says. And the way I like to say it is, I'm already in great shape in my head, but the body takes time to keep up with that, or the body takes time to catch up to that. So, for example, when I first started going to gym, I wanted to kind of be the first time I stepped into the gym. I was a gym goer. I was a bodybuilder, for example, because then I'm following the processes that people are doing, who are already at the top and most successful in this kind of domain. So, for example, wearing the correct gym clothes, following correct gym workouts, having proper etiquette, eating like someone who is of that stature. Because if you're living those processes, and following those things and living that lifestyle of someone who is, then you're going to ultimately be that. And as I say, I think that is the delusional self-confidence I'm talking about. It's that delusional self-confidence of seeing yourself achieving something that is so far off, but you're already, you can achieve it. You're working hard to achieve something that is, other people may see as crazy, but you can do it. So you work towards it. And sometimes people say to me, specifically family and stuff, like, I wish I had your confidence and stuff. And I really appreciate that, because it really means a lot to know that it's visible, it can be seen, it's perceived. Because, for example, like, even before I'd come to university, I knew that I was going to be successful here because of the fact that I knew what success looked like for me, and I knew that I could achieve it because I'd achieved it in the past. But also I knew that I could learn the things and learn from people, and adopt those things that were successful for them. So, like, speaking to people who had been to university beforehand, looking at tutorials and lessons and guidances and stuff before I came, of what a successful university experience would look like, so that I could adopt that. So that's delusional self-confidence, is that idea that you can achieve something so out of reach, by having confidence in yourself that you can do so, even if other people see it as crazy. One thing I think is important to note about that is not that you should put other people down in that process. It's not about that you think you're better than anyone else in that process. It's just yourself. It's just yourself wanting to achieve something that is a dream. It's something that is a massive, the end goal. And seeing in yourself that you can achieve it because you know who you are. You have to trust in yourself. So that's delusional self-confidence for you, and it's something I think is really important, especially in this world that we live in now, and it's something that I use on the daily. But as I said within there's also that kind of manifestation piece, that adoption piece of successful tropes and successful tactics. So that's that. As I said about gym, I knew when I went to the gym, I was a complete noob to it. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I acted as if I did. I adopted all those principles and those things that were used by the most successful people in that domain, so that in my head, I was already at that level. In my head, I was already ripped. I was already had a six-pack and fucking triple stacking muscles. But obviously in the physical realm, I didn't have that. But I had that belief in my head because I was following those principles that would be the end goal, and ultimately that's what's happened. I may not have a six-pack yet, I may not be massively ripped, but I'm in much better shape than I was at the start because of those things and those processes that I followed. And I think it's really important to note with gym is the best example I can give of what I've seen. It's very easy to see on social media these people go to gym and then post one clip and post another clip, and they've gone from being 300 pounds to then being jacked Mr. Olympia physique. I'm not saying it's their fault for posting content like that, because I don't think it is, and it's impressive that they've had that transition. I just think it's really important to grasp the time and effort that it takes to achieve something like that. It takes time to go from being that John Lewis shopkeeper, worker, to owning your own business and being on the executive of John Lewis, for example. These things take time. They're not a instantaneous process. It's not all you see on social media. It takes time, consistency, and dedication to achieve those things, and it takes a real transformation as well. It takes that delusional self-confidence. It takes those adopting successful procedures, for example. So that's what I want to say to you. Really, it was a bit of a ramble, but a bit of an update really on what's been happening, how I'm finding university, and about some successful and maybe not so successful things it's up to you. You can determine whether or not you think they're effective. But for me, two things that I think are really important: delusional self-confidence and manifestation. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I really hope you enjoy these videos, because I really enjoy talking, as you can probably tell. And I hope that I can help someone with these videos. And yeah, have a great day.